Lannister army is leaving Highgarden after looting Olenna Tyrell's retirement fund. Jaime pays Bronn. He quickly deposits the money into his horse. The Iron Bank wanker is like, have I told you how much I like money? I love money. When you pay me back, I'll give you more money. Littlefinger gives Branno a Game of Thrones collectible as a present. He tries to become friends, but Bran keeps telling everyone he knows their secrets. It freaks them out big time. Mira is like, I'm leaving now, do you even care? Remember that time my brother died for you? That was funny? Nothing. Zero fucks given. Arya is being rejected from Winterfell. This scene is like watching me trying to get into a nightclub. Sansa finds her in the basement, gives her a hug, and tells her Bran is home too. Arya is like, holy shit, that's awesome. How is he? Yeah, great, yep. He immediately tells Arya that he's been watching her. She's like, what do you mean? He replies, it's this new bloody hobby. Yeah, this is what he's like now. Arya thinks about going back to Braavos. Oh, he also asks her to sign his Game of Thrones collectible. Dany wants to know how the fuck Wormsy can have sex without a cock. I don't know how long Jono was standing there listening. Anyway, he's been on an archaeological dig. He shows off dragon glass and takes Dany to a local art gallery. I found proof of the Army of the Dead. Bam! That is as good as a peer-reviewed journal from the Citadel. But she's like, I don't know. I think Davos has stolen Grey Worm's crayons. Jono is like, just fucking help us. Varys looks at his feet while Tyrion tells Dany all their plans have gone to shit. She gets pretty angry. Arya shows Brienne all of her cool moves. Brienne is thinking, crikey, where did she learn such cool moves? Podrick bloody loves it. Davos asks Missandei if she wants to come to the pub. Jono says, we're not going to the pub. She talks about how great it is to work for Daenerys. Theon shows up on the beach and Jono says, I don't like you. Randall tells Jaime all the gold has made it to King's Landing. He asks if he can bash up the dawdling soldiers so they move faster. That's a little old school, Randy. 2 minutes later, the Dothraki come charging over the hill. Should have let Randy bash up the dawdlers. Oh, you see, now you gotta deal with the dragon, Jaime. Dany yells, barbecue! And the dawdlers get absolutely roasted. Fuck, I will never dawdle again. Unmanned horses are like, screw this shit, we're going home. The Dothraki start doing their cool moves. Oh, fuck. This is bullshit. You can't even call this a fight. There's a shit idea that's gonna do fuck all. This is me, I would be one of these guys. That's probably Ed Sheeran. More cool moves. Oh, Jaime does a cool move. They managed to kill one guy. And this bit here is a good video for fail army. Bronn has to leave his precious gold behind. Here's another fail. Bronn gets to the big fuck off crossbow. He says, let me show you its features. Bam! The Dothraki are getting cocky. Tyrion is conflicted. Bran fires off another shot and Drogon takes an arrow to the shoulder. Dany hasn't installed a seatbelt. Fucking dives, Bronn. Drogon wants revenge. He's okay. I reckon he's okay. Jaime charges at Dany. He's thinking, I killed your dad. I can kill you too. Drogon says, nah, mate. You're gonna get fucking toasted. Oh! There's a big save from Bronn. Jaime's gold hand and armor is making him sink. He's like, I thought this was a puddle. It's turned into a fucking ocean. What a shit day. This has been a shit day.
Come, you masters of war, you that build the big guns, you that build the death planes, you that build all the bombs, you that hide behind walls, you that hide behind desks. Well, I just want you to know I can see through your masks.
I hate war. This episode makes me hate war more than I already do. I'm not good at picking sides, especially when I take the time to consider what it's like walking in someone else's shoes. This battle sequence was amazing because I personally found it tough to pick a side. I mean, let's break down the two major party candidates here. On the one hand, we have a Sheila in power who took the throne for herself. She schemed and plotted the death of her husband. She wanted her illegitimate kid to be king. It starts to go downhill for her, but she has kept taking everything she could during the chaos. Cersei is despicable, but I like her journey, and I can see where it comes from. She was unloved, ridiculed by Robbo. Although it's gross her kids were born of incest, she's lost all three of them. That's gonna fuck with anyone. And when it comes to religion and government getting too involved with each other, I can't say I disagree with her that it's dumb for gods to dictate politics. On the other hand, we have a Sheila who comes from a family of conquerors. They always had dragons, so could say, don't argue, bend the knee, we have the power. We totally understand why the Mad King needed to be killed and the Targaryens needed to quit being in charge. Jaime has told us how terrible it was.
Tell me if your precious Brandy commanded you to kill your own father and stand by while thousands of men, women and children burned to life, would you have done it?
But Dany does have a softer side. She was unloved and ridiculed by her brother. She fought for slaves when no one else would. I do like her journey as well. We just, I think at the core here, we have a family who took power versus a family who feels entitled to have it. So I don't know. I don't know if I could vote for either of these women if I lived in Westeros. Actually, that's probably precisely the point. The people don't even get a vote. It gets me fired up. Crikey, it was a great episode. I mentioned last week I was super duper intrigued as to how the Lannisters will treat each other after Olenna confessed to killing Joffrey. Even without Jaime and Cersei telling Tyrion they know he didn't do it, he's still having trouble fighting against his family. Obviously Jaime is gonna get out of this and he will hopefully tell Cersei. And yeah, imagine if they reach out with some level of regret or forgiveness for how he was treated. That might be far-fetched. Either way, it's only gonna get harder for him. Peter Dinklage didn't need a lot of screen time here, but boy oh boy, these shots of him are very emotional. Outside of the final 10 minutes, I'd say my other favourite scenes were the Arya and Sansa reunion. I'm glad Arya warmed up to her throughout the scene. The sparring match with Brienne there. The sharing of advice between Jono and Dany was top-notch. And it was a great episode for Bronn. It's been nice to have some space from him for a while. It's made his character stronger again. This episode is called The Spoils of War, and the title is taking the piss out of itself. Is there any such thing as the spoils of war? You can get your spoils, and then you can lose them straight away. When you're on the side that gets the spoils, it means another side has lost out. For young Dickon, that wasn't easy to witness. There's a lot of people reuniting in this episode. They've had some form of victory that's brought them back together, but they're not that happy. Can there be any winners? Are there any spoils? Or is Westeros doomed to go round and round in circles, neglecting history and only having more of the same in power over and over again?
Then you sit back and watch as the death count gets high, and you hide in your mansion while the young people's blood flows out of their bodies and is buried in the mud.